welcome back to my channel. My name is Naomi Rook. If you are brand new to my channel, consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to ring that notification bell so you can be notified anytime I do upload a video. Today, what I am going to do is a product showdown. I haven't done one of these in quite some time. I am comparing the Becca Undereye Corrector with the new Milani Supercharged Undereye Corrector Tint. The Milani on this side and I put the Becca on this side. I wanted to compare these two to see if they were a dupe or a comparable product, to see the coverage, the color, and everything in between. So if you'd like to see my thoughts on these two products and if they are a dupe or if they are comparable, then just keep watching. Alright, so on one side I'm going to do the Becca Undereye Corrector, and then on the other side I'm doing the Milani Supercharged. So I have the Milani in peach. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it on the back of my hand just to kind of show you the color. So there is the Milani one. It's definitely very peach. It has some dewiness to it, very lightweight, very creamy. When you're blending out with your finger, feels really silky. Also blends out really well. You can kind of see how well it blends. And then I'm going to go ahead and swatch the Becca Undereye Corrector. I've used this for a really long time. This is more of a salmony color, less peach. So you can see it there. So there's that swatch. It's definitely a little bit more salmon in tone, not quite so orange. I'm going to compare them beside each other. But this formula is definitely a lot thicker. It feels more creamy, less silky. You can see it is more tacky also, and it doesn't blend out quite as sheer as the other one. So there is the Becca one and there is the Milani one. This one's definitely a lot darker. This one's definitely a lot lighter in tone. And then this one just feels so much silkier, and this one is very thick. Those are the initial differences that I feel so far. I have not done this before. I have not done one on one eye and one on the other eye. I've left it for this video so I kind of do first impressions of my first initial thoughts. When I tried out the Milani product, it definitely reminded me of the Becca Undereye Corrector, but I don't know if it's because it's just an under eye corrector product, because the formulas, when I initially just felt them, definitely feel a lot different. So I am going to go ahead and apply one on one side, one on the other side, and we will see the difference. The Becca Undereye Corrector comes in 0.16 ounces, and then the Milani one is 0.51 ounces. So you get a lot more in the Milani one. It's definitely a bigger bang for your buck. It's a lot cheaper than the Becca Undereye Corrector, but let's see how they compare and how they wear differently. I'm going to go ahead and do these under my foundation, and then I will apply everything else on top of it, and we will see the difference. I'm going to do a very light foundation today just so we can. I wanted to go ahead and apply these with no makeup because I wanted you to see how dark my under eyes are, and then also see how much brighter it is with no foundation, nothing on top. I'm going to take the Milani one. I'm going to squeeze just the tiniest bit right here where I have the most darkness, and then I have dark spots kind of towards the end of my eye, so I'm going to apply a little bit there. These type of products I do like to blend out with my fingers. I think it just works the best because they are quite sheared formula. So I think you get the most coverage with your finger for sure. Just tapping that. I'm taking up into my inner corner because I have a lot of darkness there as well, and just gently tapping that out with my finger. Going to tap this out. You can definitely tell in the Peach Milani one that the color is a tad bit darker than my skin. It definitely has that color correction aspect where it's a little orange. It is definitely brightening up that area, and it's definitely adding a ton of moisture to where my under eye just looks really hydrated and really dewy, which I personally love because I do have really dry skin. And my under eyes can definitely go from nice to crepey really fast. So something like this to add a little bit of hydration before my foundation and concealer can always help. Okay, so there is the Milani one applied. You can definitely tell from one side to the other, this is a lot brighter. It looks a lot healthier. It isn't super over the top, and those are the type of color correctors I personally like. I'll never use a bright orange color corrector and then have to combat that with a ton of concealer on top. That completely defeats the purpose. I like a really light coverage, sheer, hydrating color corrector because then I don't have to put a ton of concealer on top of it, which I don't like using a ton of concealer, and then it still looks really bright and awake and healthy. So now I'm going to go in with the Becca Undereye Corrector. I will say definitely I do like the squeezy tube of the Milani one a lot better than the pot, especially with nails. I hate digging into pots. I get product under my nails, but with that application, you can either squeeze it onto your finger and then tap it. You don't have to worry about getting product under your nails, or you can just put it onto your skin and then tap it out that way. So I definitely do like the Milani application a lot better. So I'm going to tap just a little bit into this, and like I said before, it is very creamy. It's very thick. This definitely has more of an emollient feel. It's not super lightweight. It's definitely a little bit heavier, and I find with this one I do end up getting a little bit more creasing. I definitely think this color is going to be a lot more brightening because it is more of a salmon, and with my light skin tone, I think salmon was definitely a better color for me for color correcting. I definitely want to pick up the pink in the Milani one. I think the peach will work really great during the summer when I have more of a tan, but I think the pink one will work a lot better with my winter skin. So I'm just applying that with my finger in the exact same places I did before. You can see there's tons of hydration. It looks really healthy, very vibrant, and it brightens up my inner corner. So there's the two sides together. This side is definitely a lot brighter because of the salmon tone. This side is a bit darker because it is more of that peachy tone, but like I said, if I had the pink, I think it would look a lot better on the Milani side. But they both look super, super hydrated. Really healthy looking, really dewy. This side definitely looks a little bit dewier than this side, which might be good or bad in the wear time. I'm definitely going to check in a little bit later with a bit of a wear test, because what I find with the Becca one is that it does end up creasing quite a lot because it is so thick and so emollient and very, very hydrating. Milani one, I've noticed it doesn't crease quite as much because it is a lot thinner, a lot kind of more water-like, but it does do a good amount of color correcting. So I'm going to go finish my makeup. I'm going to do very sheer light coverage. I will come back and show you the end result, and we can see if we can tell a difference under the makeup with the two color correctors. Alright, so I applied my BB cream, some bronzer, some blush. So I was going to do a wear test today, but I'm not going to do that because they are substantially different. Like, I can see a huge difference. I was also going to skip my concealer today just because I wanted to show you later in the day how they wore. But because there is quite a huge difference in formula, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to come on here and tell you my initial thoughts, what I'm seeing on my face, and also the difference between the formula. You can tell on this side that it looks so much more awake, so much more open. This side definitely has a lot more darkness. It's definitely more brought down. This looks more youthful. So I would say it's, of course, because of the shade difference. I think I need the pink one in the Milani, but there is a huge difference in formula. The Becca one is very thick, emollient, has definitely more coverage, covers more of my dark circles. The Milani one is very lightweight, very thin. So if you are looking for something to wear with no other makeup, I would definitely go with the Milani one. It is a good drugstore option, but the Becca one is so much more emollient and creamy and thick, and it definitely covers a lot more. I will say, though, that the Becca one doesn't lay the best under concealers. Sometimes it can definitely get a little bit more creasy, but the Milani one probably would do the same thing. It just doesn't have as much coverage. I think the Becca one is better for what it's supposed to do. The Milani one is also really nice, but it is very thin and very water-like. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish up my foundation with you guys on camera. I'm going to talk about a couple other products that I've been testing out, and then we will finish up this video. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Wet n Wild Incognito concealer. I've been using this quite a lot. I really do think I like it. It's quite a thick formula, but it blends out really well. It has really good coverage. It does have a skin-like finish, which I like a lot. So I'm just going to blend that out. I'm going to set that with my Becca Hydro Mist Set and Refresh Powder. I'm just going to use just a tiny, tiny bit, tap off my brush, and just apply that in very light tapping motions. I really like this powder because it doesn't mattify anything, but it does set it just enough. I haven't done highlighter, so for highlighter I'm going to do ColourPop's This Is On The Cusp. This was a Kathleen Light collaboration. I love these highlighters. And if you haven't seen my videos already, I absolutely love these highlighters. They're my favorite formula. And then for lips, I'm going to go in with ColourPop Bound because I'm doing a very sheer light foundation. I figured I would just go ahead and do a pink lip. And Bound is such a great pink neutral lip liner. And then on top of that, I'm going to do the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon and Lead the Way. This is my favorite pink lipstick. If you were looking for a really wearable, comfortable, long-lasting pink lipstick that is not super pink, but is definitely on the pinker side, this is the most beautiful one. It's really easy to apply because it is a crayon. On the other side there is a sharpener, so you can have a really sharp line. You could just line your lips with this and then fill it in. You wouldn't even have to use a lip liner with this product. It's very creamy when going on, and then it does kind of dry down to a matte finish to where it's almost like a liquid lipstick, but it is not uncomfortable. There there's the finished look. I hope this video was helpful. It definitely was helpful for me. I have never applied the two separately. I definitely do reappreciate the Becca Undereye Corrector a lot more now because I was able to see how brightening it really is. It's such a beautiful product. So it is kind of sad that Becca is going out of business. If you see Becca on sale right now, I would definitely pick one up. I think it is worth it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.